Alright, we're probably gonna have to do a voiceover because I cannot find my microphones. So I'm gonna talk through this like I'm gonna have to do a voiceover. So these are the patty pan squash that we grew in the backyard. And I am making squash casserole, but we are going to make it, instead of using like yellow squash or zucchini, we're gonna use a patty pan squash. We don't want them paper thin. We want them, that's too thin. We'll go all the way. So we're gonna do it on number 3 on this mandolin. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And we can cut out the seeds if we need to. If we feel like they're too big. I don't mind cutting these out. And I'm just gonna cut as many as will fit in this pan. I'm gonna go 3/4 up this pan because I'm gonna add a bunch of other stuff with it. I wonder if this thing needs sharpened. It's been a month of Sundays of me using it. Okay. So I'm gonna sit here and tear up some of these squash real quick. Y'all have never had a patty pan squash. They are so just lovely in their flavor. So mild. Really nice. Alright, I think that looks good. Now these are gonna shrink. We gotta cook them, so these are gonna shrink down a little bit. So I think that's good. Man, we got a lot left. I think I'm gonna shred the rest of this and put it in the freezer so we can use it for zucchini bread. I mean, look, y'all, we got a ton left. So, all right, let's move on to the next step. We are gonna use a dollop of butter because everything's better with butter. We are gonna take our squash, get in there. We have to heat this up like this because you can't put squash directly in a casserole pan or it'll turn everything wet and wild, and you don't want that. Well, y'all have to say next time we do a video together, I will actually have a microphone back because I found them. Yay! Anyway, I'm going to talk through the rest of this just so it's easier to process and you can actually hear me. So what we're doing is we are actually cooking down the squash to try to get as much of that liquid out as possible. That's kind of the biggest thing here. Now you really want to make sure you get all that liquid out. Like I even drain this just to make sure you get liquid out. I know you see me putting it in a pan here, but whenever we get done putting in the onions, obviously we got to have more butter. And then we're going to fry up or caramelize, but not really, those onions that came out of our yard. We're going to caramelize those up and get those drained off as well, just so we can try to get as much liquid out as possible. Because you do not want a soggy casserole. I'm so grateful we get to use these onions that we grew in our backyard. This type of onion, and I got these from Dixondale Farms in Texas. And these onions are just so sweet and wonderful. They're not spicy or hot. They're just this nice light. Just this nice light flavor, and if I can find the brand or the variety, I'll put it here. Now those onions are good and caramelized, and we are going to add them to the squash and continue on with the process. Next step is to start adding in ingredients. You can see here that now I have drained the squash and the onions, and we're getting ready to add, I believe it's probably a half of a stick of melted butter. It's probably just like whatever I had left. Hindsight, this was too much butter. Should have just kind of maybe just a dollop or something, but this was too much butter, and I know that's difficult to even consider, but it was a lot of butter. So now at this point, we're going to salt, pepper, and then add the cheese to the mix. And that's pretty much it. Stick it in the oven, bake it, 350. I think I want to say I went all in all probably like 40 minutes because that squash, I think it was the butter. The butter had it really, really liquidy, and I was trying to get it to cook out, but there was no cooking out the butter, so. But I mean, it's still, y'all see, it wasn't bad. So now we're going to go in with a full shredded 8-ounce block of, I believe that was Colby Jack. No. This one was extra sharp cheddar. And y'all saw, I just shredded it. I don't like buying the store-bought shredded stuff because it's got weird ingredients because they put that non-caking stuff on there. So I always buy my cheese in blocks and just shred it myself. Just take the couple extra seconds and just get her done on your own. I'm serious, y'all. Go look at the back of those packages and see what they put in there for ingredients just to buy it shredded when you can just take it home and do it yourself. And then you can only shred what you want. So in this instance, it is a casserole. So I went ahead and shredded the entire 8 ounces and accidentally just tried some to make sure it was still good. But mixed some of it in, topped it a little bit with the rest of it, and that's a winner, folks. That goes into the oven, and we'll bring you back whenever it's done cooking. Wait for it, and boom. Yes, it's good. Look at her. She's pretty. Now here's where y'all can see it's kind of mushy, and I really honestly think that that's just the butter. This squash was having a hard time cooking through. You see all that down there? That's not, I mean, it's a little bit of liquid, but most of that's butter. So yeah, that was just a little bit too much butter. Like I said, y'all, this dish was absolutely wonderful. If you've got squash, you don't know what to do with it, this is a perfect opportunity to use it. And oh my stars, is it good? So like and comment on this video if you haven't. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We so enjoy putting videos out for y'all, and just show us some love and get us to 500 subscribers. Comment, ask questions. Always, we want to know what you think. Look, I'm like, it's so good. But anyway, we just want to thank everybody for sticking with us, and thank you for coming along for this journey. And until we see you guys on the next video, bye y'all.